Microphone check 1 2 1 2 1 2. The king is in the house. What is we gonna do? What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite icon up in the building. It's about that time, baby. We about to get into some conversation today, yay, 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 about the feminine principle, the master teacher, woman. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna be talking about it today. Yes, I am the Icon 6 man, and welcome to the Circle of the God's.6 Presents, man. We're gonna be talking about a few things over here. I definitely want to give uh honor and respect to the Most High as we go on this journey today, man. I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a really good one. So if you want to contribute, first and foremost, please, if you see that subscribe button, click that subscribe button. It's for free. It don't cost you a thing to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build this number up to 50 so I can do some streaming. Shout out to StreamYard for allowing me to be able to do this particular thing right here on the streaming site right here on YouTube with the YouTube family. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. If you're in the building, man, leave a comment and so we can know who you are up in the building if you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? This is season 1, y'all. Episode 2, I did one video, one stream before this one, trying to get my feet up under me over here. So I'm still in learning phase. Welcoming anybody, you know what I'm saying, that can come in and if we vibe and jive together. I don't want nobody coming around me just because they know I need help. But if there's people that really vibe with me, you know what I'm saying. If you have any expertise, you can help me. Please help me. I've been learning some stuff on my own. Just going into something. I know I got people that I can call and talk to at any time. But it's always good to put things out in the air, just in case some other people may want to participate. Because that's the way I am. If I can do something on your behalf, you know what I'm saying, using a skill or a talent or a gift that I have. For the people that I vibe with, man, I'm all for that. If you can introduce me to more good people that I can become that to them, then I'm all for that. So it is Saturday up under the Gregorian calendar. You know what I'm saying? Saturn's day, one of the gods, mythological gods. But we're not going to get into that. That's for a whole nother subject matter. But what we are going to get into is some good conversation today. All I'm asking for in the space, man, is to keep an open mind. Know that, listen, we all perceive things different, you know what I'm saying, because we experience things the way that we experience them. So even if we have a disagreement in this space today, let's not let it get disrespectful. We're here to keep the peace and keep it civil. You know what I'm saying? We want to deal with those who are really seekers of the truth and want to share, you know what I'm saying, through their own experiences, some of the things that we will be talking about. And today we're talking about the feminine principle, the master teacher, the cultivator of the seed. And I want to acknowledge and I want to give some commentary based off my experiences. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have not always been the best friend of the feminine principle in a younger age, and we'll talk about that hopefully with inside the conversation on why my perception was the way that it was, my outlook, and how it caused me to move in a negative way towards the feminine principle. But all praise be to the Most High that being sat down and behind them prison walls for almost 30 years, and I thank the Most High for intervening in my life so that at some point I stopped for a second to listen. And in listening, it brought me to the table, and on that table, it said, listen, you got to put all your cards right here, man. If you care anything about your life, right now is the time for you to decide whether or not you care anything about your life. Because if you keep moving the way that you're moving, feeling sorry and being mad and all this other stuff without investigating why you're at where you're at. I did 28 plus years in federal prison. I did that for those that know my story. For those that don't, yes, it's a part of my talking experience here in social media because I want to use my story, if possible, to help other people, other young men, other young women, and remind some of us who don't been through some things that don't kind of made it to some more safer grounds that, you know what I'm saying, we ain't that far from falling back into some stuff. So we need to be very aware out here, especially those of us who are becoming the elders or the OGs or the unks or what have you, and we have to become counselors out here. So with that being said, before we jump into the show, y'all sit back and relax. I am in the cockpit. I'm being led by the spirit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna trust in that spirit of truth. As I know what I'm coming to do today is ultra positive And if it can bring us together through conversation, at least on an intellectual level, or spiritual, and mental level, then we'll have accomplished something today. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into this right quick.
Up in the building, Circle of the God's.6. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Kamikaze, yes, we in the building. It's the Circle of the God.6. Do you feel me? I'm the boss, icon, and I said I'm already ready. FedEx that. You got me? Bacardi in the cup, what's up? With some Sprite and some lean, I'm about to make them lean on the truth, boy. It's the manifesto of the G.O.D., yeah, icon, let's go. Murderous eyes, yeah, that's the flow when we leave it tight and leave no doubt, cause we gotta let them know. I still pay on the other side, but right now I got the G.O. Flexing on a whole nother level till my friends can't up with me. Go. If you get to the top, I salute that. Let's get it. There's always family, always friends. Until it turns to something else, I throw up my hands and get loose with it. I'm just saying in my own lane, cause I don't get into all the other things. Nah. It's love over here. The Circle of the God.6, yeah. Let's get it clear. We about to go and make this thing happen 2026 and beyond. Yeah, comedic time, man. Every calendar, shit, we on it. We don't stop freestyle, keep on flowing. Cause I'm the icon, boy, and they know it. They know it. That's what the I'm talking about. Shout out to my hometown, Fort Pierce, St. Lucie County. Duval, stand up, let's go. Yeah, that's love, nigga. That's love. And niggas, gods and goddesses, or whatever, man. We go by, but it be social constructs. Let's talk about it. It's too easy, man. Circle of the God's.6. I am the Icon6. Icon6, let's show them. It's too easy, baby. One time for the trade. Parkland, Edgewater, Fort Pierce. Circle of the Gods.
Let's get into it, man. I'm just saying that's how I like to open up, man.
Let's do it, man.
And believe it or not, I just
feel
did
good,
that.
Icon.
It do feel good, Icon. It feel good to be here. It feel good to see in real time, man, and come to a realization, man, that everything that I'm about to do and everything that I've done since I've been out of prison was manifested in the prison. So it has great meaning to me because it's my personal experience and experiences that led me to where I'm at right now and has put me in a position to talk about the things I'm about to talk about today and beyond, and things I've talked about since I've been home. I've been planning for the longest time to get to a position where I can come through and share my story on a broader base to reach a broader audience. I'm very thankful for the applications that I was on and will continue to be on, like apps like Stereo. Though it's not the same Stereo that I came into, it's Stereo nonetheless, right? Because I still can do things over there and record over there, you know. But the Circle of the Gods, point six, the Circle of the God as the franchise, the mothership. I'm in a baby ship right now. The Circle of the God, point six. You see, everything that I do, I have to really do it from a position of thoughts. So I sit and I think about things. I do math, real time math about everything that I'm gonna get into, the potential of people that I'm gonna run into, and how to really break them down fast when it comes to the construct. Because I got to know where they at. And we're gonna be talking about those things. My conversation is about exposing the constructs and negative programming. We need to understand why we think the way that we do and do the things that we do and say the things that we say. If it's not beneficial, if it's not causing peace, if it's not causing harmony, then how can it be good? And somebody got to step out and say something or join the ones that's already saying something. Say, hey, we got a problem here. I think we can deal with it effectively because we are people that can think. Okay. We don't have to hurt and harm each other, but we do. And that's what we're here today to talk about. And I thought that in this second episode, because in the first one that I did, I was just kind of introducing myself a little bit, just taking the car out and going through all the gears and pressing the accelerator to the floor to get that feel of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, you've been here before and you've been doing this for quite some time, pretty much all my life. I've been a talker all my life. I've been observant all my life. I've been a student all my life. I'm a bit of a nerd. Yes, I am from Fort Pierce, Florida. I go by the Icon 6. To my friends and family, they know me as Ronald Ront in my city, my nickname. Okay. Yes, I was in federal prison for 28 plus years for conspiracy to commit armed bank robberies. I done my time. I finished up 6 months halfway house. I finished up 6 months home confinement. And on September the 8th, I completed 60 months of federal probation. I did what I had to do. I did it the right way, best I could do it without getting in trouble. And I'm not going to sit here and say that was the easiest thing to do because there were some times where I could have messed it up really bad. But all praises be to the Most High when you remember, you know what I'm saying, that whatever happens to you, it's your fault. And remember that, icon. So this is a philosophy that I go by. Whatever I do, it's my fault because I know better. And when you know better, you're supposed to do better. That's what they always told me. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Though we're going to talk about those things too. Okay. Again, feel free to hit that subscribe button, like, leave a comment, share the show. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you stay to the end because we're going to be here for the whole of our 60 minutes. We may slide a little bit past that because I don't want to hold you for long periods of time, but I want to be able to say some things so we can digest some stuff. So, getting started here, what we're going to talk about, Icon, when it comes to the feminine principle. And you as a man, how you gonna fully represent that? Well, I'm gonna say it like this here. Because I am what they call a man, and we're gonna talk about this for just a little bit. We're gonna get some understanding of perspectives, and then we're gonna get some understanding of what this whole one man and man thing is all about, so that we can properly put the adult female person or human in her right position, that we can look at her with some damn respect, and we can put the man, human, back in his proper perspective so we can give him some damn respect. Okay? If anywhere in this conversation we could begin to see the psychological damage that has been done, please feel free to immediately start making change. Because you don't need permission to do the right thing. You don't need permission. Once you discover that you've been doing something wrong, you have the right at that very second to change and do something different. Real talk. I'm a true living witness of this. I do it on the regular. Okay? Ain't no shame in it. There shouldn't be no shame in it. You are a human being, a mental and spiritual being living a human experience in this flesh. And so I went and got me some be careful here with this. I went and got me some information, y'all. I like to be in the classroom. I really like to you know, research information before I can really go improv with some conversations because I think I've done enough study that I can talk about pretty much any conversation. If I don't know, I know how to be quiet and do my research. But to everybody out there, I'm gonna tell you right now, Chat GPT or any of these other platforms or any kind of way you can get to your search engine to find the information, it will make you one of the biggest intellectuals in your time. So a lot of the smart people that's running around looking like they smart and sounding like they smart, they go into these AI programs, and to the ones old school that actually sacrificed and read books upon volumes of books. Respect to those old school generals right there because they got it the hard way. So when they retained it, they really retained it. But to everybody else that don't know some of the stuff that's being talked about, feel free to use this tool you got in your hand called the small phone. This computer right here. It can track down information for you at the speed of light. Okay? That's what your brother here for. Now, I'm finna get into this right here because I want to set this up. I am a human, a male human being. Okay? Not a male, you know what I'm saying? Not some other classification, just at my base, in it and in expression. I'm here because in my lifetime, I had to face the fact that I had done a lot of women, a lot of female adult human beings, humans, okay? And we're gonna find out a little something about the difference between some stuff uh here today and what we mean by that, you know what I'm saying? And this whole story about woman coming from man and all this stuff. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to believe in what you believe, because some people gonna believe irregardless of what you say, and you got every right to do that. Some people may stop and say, "Hold on, let me relook at that because I heard that from over here, but I never did no research on it." That's what I'm here for, to try to strike up some conversation that can help us look beyond where we have presently been at for all this time. Because if the mindset that we have now and the mindset that we passing down to our children, if this is the best we got, we shouldn't be looking for nothing of heaven to be coming to us no time soon. And that is a fact. Okay? That can be proven in no limited time. But here's what I want to do. From the circle of the God.6 perspective here, and some things I jotted down, I took me a few notes. That's what students do. I want to read something to you. So bear with me. Stay with me now. Do not leave before the miracle happens. Don't leave. When I say miracle, I ain't talking about no abracadabra type stuff. Something really gonna happen today after this conversation. Listen, this is the circle of the God.6 way. Okay? In the circle of the gods, we don't ask what people see. I'm not asking you what you see. We ask what they have been taught to accept. See, that's what I'm trying to get behind. What have we been taught to accept that's giving us our perceptions, right? The way we understand, the way we go after the information to understand, because all of this is pivotal. Not just the first look at something and, oh, you think you've seen something, you perceive something, but no, real investigation behind the things you're experiencing. This is deep stuff here. Okay? And we all have the capacity to get into some deep stuff. We cannot let them keep playing against our intelligence like we illiterate or we stupid or we dumb. We're not. And it don't matter if you have a degree from a prestigious college or you got a GED or no GED. That don't matter, because you're gonna begin to understand that those things are just tokens from institutions of learning that's programmed to keep us programmed in such a way that we do not do anything for self in a collective way. We'll do individual things moving off these perceptions that's been given to us and keep our families broken and divided. And the main person being sought out in this whole story is the woman. The woman. I know a lot of our sisters, they walking around and they feeling proud. I don't been hurt, girl, and because of this, normally it's about some man doing some cheating or messing with another female, whatever the case may be, unloyal, unfaithful, which brings about a lot of hurt in our sisters who got feelings. By the way, brothers, we and I'm one of the ones, I'm telling you from my position, because I'm finna put myself on the spotlight. I'm not talking about nobody but myself, because I can do that. Because if I talk about you, you probably won't want to be here or listen to nothing I gotta say. So I'm not gonna pick you apart. But if you find yourself in my situation, in my story, accept it. Don't run from it. Mentally and spiritually deal with it, so that adjustments can be made, and then we could do something different towards our sisters and our women. Okay. But nonetheless, I'm gonna read something. I was about to go somewhere, but I'm gonna get back on track. The circle of the God.6 way. Let's dig into the word perception, where it comes from. Okay. Perception comes from the Latin percepri. Percepri. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that the correct way, but you can look these things up. Go to ChatGPT and put some of this stuff in here. Break down from etymology what the meaning of perception is, and they give you exactly what I'm looking at right now. This is how easy this stuff is beginning to be, to get information to sound very smart. But it has a place. We don't want to just sound smart. We want to really try to understand what's going on. So perception comes from the Latin percepere, per meaning fully, and sapere meaning to seize. To fully seize. Fully mean in full, in total. To seize mean to apprehend, or grab or have in possession, right? So perception was never a passive word. They made perception real passive. Anybody, oh, I perceive this here. You really look, but did you really take a good look? Did you really search your mind out? Did you really take the time to meditate and reflect on what you thought you saw or perceived in your mind? Most of the time we don't. We just take a glance at something and then we run and then we try to figure out you don't really know. So you're not moving off no adequate information, no well thought out information. You're moving off something quick and fast and blurry. And that's what life has been for us as a people, for us as human beings, and especially for the woman, because again, she's the main target in the story. The wicked got her, want to keep her, and doing everything that it can to keep those who are conscious away from her, because they know you are the key to destroying this whole thing, and you're the key to building something more beautiful, more powerful, and more connected back to its natural position. But right now, many don't even know that they've been disconnected. I didn't know. Them 28 plus years in that prison and coming to some sense, I got a good amount of time in the university because I was there dealing with myself. Wasn't blaming nobody, wasn't pointing no fingers no more, none of that, wasn't mad at anybody. I wasn't even mad at myself. I had to find some way to give myself some mercy. You was young and you thought you knew something and you didn't know nothing. Like many people, we think we know a lot of stuff and we don't know half of the things that we think we know, and we don't even know where it even come from. How you gonna be a baby and you can't even talk, and then all of a sudden when you do start talking, what are you talking about? Things that's going on within a system. The way that you look at a woman, the way that you talk to a woman, and there's different various ways to do that. Some respectful, some super respectful, some very neglectful and damaging. It runs the spectrum and vice versa. But again, perceptions. Where do they come? Where do we get ours from? What are the building blocks that make me say this is what a woman is? Or did I just take what they gave me and this is a woman by biological, position, and then that was it? She only good for this. She only good for that. The wickedly wise understood something more. It ain't just the physical aspects of being with a woman. It was her mind, because again, she's the cultivator of the seed. She's the teacher. Not woman coming from the womb of man, woman having the same existence as man in quality, but structure, and her being the creative force, because she has to build the mentality in the child. But she has to be in the right atmosphere and have the right information. If her information ain't coming from nature and the laws that govern nature, she can't properly plug the child into that which will keep it out the matrix and being tricked. It will show her how to navigate within it. We have children out here, and I was one of them, unruly, don't want to listen, very base, and it's worse than when I was a kid, because back in them days, you still can get your butt tore up, your mouth knocked loose, you understand, hit in the back of your head with all kind of fishing poles and water hoses and you name it. I come from that generation. But today, we got parents. I'm afraid of my children. They beat me. They threatened to unalive me. And then I'm looking like, when? How did this happen? How? And you know the story. This is not going to be nothing new I'm saying today. These are things we've heard. I might bring a different type of flavor to it, but I'm just a reminder. I got enough love in me that I want my family to know, whether you agree with me or not. I made an agreement to do this before I left prison, and I intend to carry that through. An agreement between me and the Most High, just me and the Most High. I got enough love for us to say, hey, I'm willing to come here without all the tools. I don't have all the tools to do this, but I got a gateway in here. I've been digging, man. Because that's what the rebel do. Who is the rebel? The rebel that goes against those who are the promoters of untruth, those who are controlling the narrative. And anybody know this here or should know this here. Those who control the narrative control how the story gonna go. And right now, we can't control the narrative because we too fragmented. And we fragmented because we don't have mother. We don't have the ultimate teacher that's teaching nature. No, we're being taught how to properly respond within a system that is already set for us to fail. And I can prove that in no limited time just by the titles that they give us or the titles that we accept. Let's start with two, Democrats and Republicans. Boy, do they know how to argue with each other, right? These people getting to make decisions on how women are treated, how women have control of their own bodies, what's going on in incarceration, what's going on with the money. This is what them people has been commissioned to do within the corporate structure called the United States. I know some people say it's not a corporation, whatever. I ain't into what you're saying no more. I'm doing my own research. I got my own thoughts about it, irregardless if it fits your definition or not. And it feels good to be in reality. Yeah, it does. So these perceptions, these whole conversations about how and what it's supposed to be. Are we truly investigating? Are you taking your time to study, to show thyself approved? Some good information is in these books, but also some crooks got their hands on the books too, and they tried to corrupt. But the one thing about that truth, no matter what you try to do to cover it up, dirt it up, hide it, it always manifests itself. And when it shines, it always dispels the darkness. Okay? So perceptions. Can you really believe your eyes? Can you? Are you truly looking at the world right? Women, are you really looking at yourself right? Are you strong because you got through some bad relationships, raised some children on your own? That's what makes you strong. Because I'm willing to sit here and tell you if that's what the real perception is, whether you keep it or not. It's taking you away from your power. It's taking you away from your power. Those things, believe it or not, that they want my sister to be proud of. I raised my children by myself. Ain't nothing to be proud of about that. And those of us as daddies, because listen, I wasn't there for my children either, man. Despite what my good intentions were, I made some bad damn decisions that took me away. So you know I'm not here to judge because I'm like I said, I'm gonna put myself in this magnifying glass. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not afraid to tell it about myself. But just when there was ignorance, when the lights was off, the lights came on for me. I tell the ugly parts of my life because I don't never want nobody, because most people that meet me and they talk to me, and you can ask some of my friends in social media, they'll tell you. I don't talk like nobody that been in no prison. They never knew that there if I didn't tell them. So I want people to know and understand. I'm here for real. I'm not here for play. I want to grow. I want to expand, and I want to find a way to tap into this business that they have going on too. We all should be trying to do that. You putting your intellectual property out here. You sharing your experience on here because, like my philosophy is, if we don't participate in nothing that these people have set up, what could they do with it? But back to the story, the perception. You strong because of this, that, and the other from pain. Dear sister, dear mother, don't get a chance to rest and just be herself, her soft self, because a sister don't set it up that old man with us brothers. Yeah, brothers. I know we've been catching hell since some things don't change in this world through the power movement of the woman and things like this here. This devil is very crafty, man. He wrote a plan up for the man. Not just no black man, but for the adult human being that's supposed to play a certain type of role, even within their structure. But nature gave us a role to play too. And that's the role we should be trying to understand for real, not the one that was given by another man to men. But it was written, the psychological warfare that took place to make a man forget his natural position and morph into something now where he's looked at as one of the most despicable, lying, cheating bastards don't take care of your kids, or you got multiple baby mamas, you're spreading seed everywhere, and you ain't taking, and you leaving these women to raise these kids on their own, and then ain't nobody looking at the fact that you got these critters over here, these parasites over here, making damn law because they know you ain't paying attention to, we ain't paying attention to, we too worried about the damn bills. How these kids gonna eat tonight? You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna get myself out here because I am a man, what they call a man of color? We're gonna get rid of all these myths. All this colorism stuff, that's man-made. The way we look at women, man-made and for a purpose and a reason. Systematically take the man out. Take away the protection. Break the mentality of military mind in the other men. Make them lose their ability. You got to make him look perverted, make him look savage, make him look weak, make him unfit for his own woman and his own children. And a lot of brothers, we went for it, and those before us too. And some, they tried to fight. And the women know, you got some men out here that try to fight, and they will fight. And some of them winning. But to the overwhelming majority, man, we play ourselves out of position. That woman ain't covered, man, we in trouble. And she ain't been covered for a long time, and moving in a false sense of some strength based off hurts in her life, or perceived hurts based off of a system category that ain't got nothing to do with nature. And until we get mother back, until we get sister back, until we get the real divine feminine back, the future is looking crazy. Don't just be in social media looking at the fun things. Look at some of the stuff that's happening, man, with the introduction of mind control and chemical mind control through the food and different things, and how our children are our little girls, man, they like little boys. And they got a lot of anger in them. And they mad, and they scrapping. I'm talking about pit bull scrapping on anybody. And then when you see the little sister get slammed to the ground or get her head kicked in, or something, they unalive or something like that, because she was so full of rage, man, because she felt so broken and hurt from whatever it is. Did anybody talk to her? And maybe somebody tried, but they couldn't get through. Did you have the right key? Because you probably went judging. And this is the problem. They keep us in constant confusion. And the one that you got to keep in the most confusion is the woman. You can't have her at no balanced state. You can't have her focused on nature and the laws that govern that. What makes everything what it is. People be talking about, I'm an alchemist and all this. Let's do some real alchemy here, man. Come on, gods and goddesses. These titles that we use. This is how this man breaking us. This is how the system that comes from the minds of men is breaking us. I use the Democrats and the Republicans, man. Them two titles. I ain't forgot where I was. Another title, Muslims and Christians. And it's crazy. All these groups that I'm finna name, they don't only just fight against each other. Some of them find ways to get along and make things work and go to work together. Though they might believe different on the path that they own. And it's a small segment that do that. They not all caught up. Whatever you got going on with God in your head, that's yours. As long as they don't make you disrespect me and violate me and my family, man, live your life, and vice versa. Then you got some, they just go to war. They don't even like each other in their own groups. Too many distinct differences. Too many differences. You Christian, but you Methodist. You Baptist. You Muslim, but you Shiite. You Sunni. You are off-brand, as some people call it. You Moore Science Temple. You Nation of Islam. You for the Cowboys, and they for the Miami Dolphins, and I'm for the Jacksonville Jaguars. These are the distractions. So if we distract, who's teaching the children? Who's being the example for the children? If the children see us enjoying this and loving this stuff and fighting for it and unaliving each other for it, it must be the thing that we're supposed to do. This is how children are introduced to this madness. And the mother is left by herself to try to manage all of this here plus work. So I can get it. I get it to a degree from the masculine perception, that is. You don't went through all of this stuff and you finally make it. You finally, after you got this old cantankerous ass man out your life, and you know what I'm saying, you paying all these bills and you scuffling, and you know, you still listen. What women are very brilliant beings. And brothers, we should never underestimate that. Ever. Don't ever estimate that, brothers. They're very, and when it come down to certain forms of manipulation, they'll run circles around us. You got to be built from a different type of a cloth to catch that. And that's why I stay in the classroom, because I got to catch it. Because when it get for real, and I got to press it to the floor, and it's finna be a matter of fact type of thing, I'm ready to do that, because I cannot and will not be led astray because of some nappy dugout. I'm gonna get me some anyway. So you ain't gonna catch the good brother through the flesh. Yeah, I like it. It make you feel good. I don't, your mouth might not, it ain't about none of that there. Really what I'm interested in is, what are your thought processes? How are you perceiving the work? What lens are you looking through? Can we work together? And it don't always have to be in a romantic way or some sexual way. And it shouldn't be that in the first place. If you're trying to build something, it's different. If you're attracted and that's what you intend for it to be, then you pursue. But our whole process to this has been wrong. The woman has been put in the wrong position. And every generation that passed away that don't get the information, they don't know how to deal with it. That's why you see more sisters are more dominant in certain, I don't want to say masculine, but that's what it kind of looked like, where dudes are becoming either docile or just running from the sisters. And then, you know, it's so many other conversations can come out of that. I'm not here to offend anybody, and I'm not a judge because they construct, but at the end of the day, I may say some controversial stuff because I'm gonna talk about it. And it's gonna start with me. You have my word on that. And if you can sit here and watch me go through it, when I talk about it in a general way, please don't leave. We need help. Anybody that can talk to us and talk some sense or talk with some sense, we need to be there. At least we should have that kind of a thought process. Anyway, let me go on, because uh we 37 minutes into this thing. Okay, so we've been talking about perception. Let me get past this part, because I want to deal with the fact that in our perceptions, it's more than just a glance. We have to do real investigation of the things that we're presented with and the things that we think about in our mind. We really need to pay close attention to that. And most people tend to do that through meditation and reflecting and having a cup of tea or doing yoga, whatever, and just really take a look at your own book. It's cool to open up your Quran. It's cool to open up your Bible. It's cool to open up your Circle 7. It's cool to open up whatever books you into from whatever aspect of spiritualism or religion you decide to get in or not. But when we don't take an opportunity to look at our own life, not somebody else's, to critique theirs and talk about how wrong they is and how savage they is, but are you confronting the savage in yourself? Have you mustered up the strength to do that? The courage to do? Icon? Yeah. I mustered up the strength to look at. I'm on a, hey, I need to know about this savage in myself, man. I got real acquainted with it. And I know it's very destructive. And if I let that lead the show, I'm in trouble. So I gotta find some kind of way. And I'm trying to get into a position where I can master some stuff. But let's do this. I want to say this right here. And why woman is the master teacher. And when I say master, what that means. I've said this and I'll say it again. When a child is involved, women, and these are just my numbers, this is how overwhelming this is. 90% of the time spent with the seed or the child is a connection between the mother and the child. Mama is the one that mainly is there to cuddle, protect in a soft way to mother. You know what I'm saying? There also, because she was giving mammary glands, she's giving instant food where she ain't got to go to the supermarkets. If she's able to do that, which a lot of them don't want to do, and some getting back to it, it's cheaper. And it's from the Most High. It's what the baby's supposed to have in the first place. Okay? So, excuse me, because I keep getting off track. I want to read something about this woman, right? I want to go just a little bit deeper. Wife, WIF. It is a old English term. Word, WER, which is man. When we say whoa man, we've been taught that she's woman because she comes from the rib of man. Now, some people may believe that, some people may not. I'm just saying. We got to understand the things that have been said to us to understand how to really look at it again. Because if it really happened and the rib did come physically, okay, hey, I'm not in a position to refute that. I don't know. But I know that there are always more than one meaning to things. I do know that. Okay. Also, one man being from man and not never looked at as woman coming into existence like man. Huh? And when you say man, you're not talking about from a biological position. You're talking about the human being, right? Somewhere in the book, they threw that out there. And you've heard it before. I'm gonna say it. If you remember, you remember it. When he called him Adam, called her Eve. And then there's a portion where he called their name Adam together. There's a structure, and then there is the creative aspect of what that is. Mother is the teacher. She's the guide. She's the principal conduit in which the child is going to get information. If the society is teaching its people, for the greater part, to be misogynistic, if you are a human, an adult man, human, or how to look at sex is a priority thing, right? If you're living in a society where these things are happening is prevalent, then what do you expect through that form of programming, that form of marketing? Because there's a market to us. Through everything we look at, we're looking at sex, we're looking at the breast, we're looking at the hips, we're looking, and I'm telling you, yeah, it's true. Lord, will you please stay up? I say stay up or get out the way. How you going when you out here and you moving in that type of way, and if we as men we not disciplined enough, when the jiggle passes you looking, and then you pass that point, you start fantasizing. Next thing you know, you're doing some things you don't know you don't supposed to be doing. All because certain things set up for us already on the plate. We never really get a chance to have the type of reflection that make us look at the things that harm us. And it's bad when you are distracted in that way. It's really bad. I'm gonna read something to you here. Now let's go deeper, beyond man, beyond woman, to the word human. Because I'm telling you why woman is the master teacher. Because you ain't gonna believe this, or maybe you will. For me, this is a reality. Before my mom's untimely demise, Miss My Queen, my mama told me something while I was back then at prison. You know, she always tell me I was smart. She would tell others that I'm too intelligent to be in a place that I was in, and your mom, because you're in her womb, she carrying you. She has a physical, mental, and spiritual attachment to the child. Now, a lot of the times, people forget that seed that comes from that man, that comes from his body, his essence. You know what I'm saying? And it's in that ovum, in that egg, excuse me, in mother. And as it's evolving, growing into its physical, that mentality, that energy, that programming is already set, is there. It has to be cultivated, it has to be nourished, it has to be protected. So the sperm and the egg, when it mixed together to form that first cell of life, when it starts to grow, the seed is already protected within the womb, in the triple darkness that they call mother, the adult female human being. Excuse me, not hoe, not prostitute, not bitch, the adult female human. Yeah, matter of fact, hold up. Because we have to start looking at her the right way and know that her source of power is not through her hurt and pain, though it is a part of it. Her source of power is coming from nature itself. We as men, we have to understand, what kind of world do we want to create and build? Because when we make children with the woman, we supposed to be there to protect that. See, it's layer after layer after layer of protection that's supposed to be put in place. But we rarely get to see how daddy wrote it. But we talk about these things, or the information is out here. When we talk about, people always say, well, they put the welfare and they kicked the man out the house. But that shit, it happened. That wasn't no conspiracy theory or hoax. That really happened. You gotta trace how it began. Because if you don't go to the root of it, if you don't understand the essence of what that is, how you gonna deal with it? Without the information, how you gonna deal with it? You really can't. You really can't. And that's why I say, when people ask me what my purpose is, my purpose is to learn. Because if you don't learn, you don't know. If you don't know, you can't do. And if you do learn, if you ain't learning what's right and positive and what's safe and what's loving and kind, then what else can you do besides be something or someone who is a problem and a harm to others? I got to reposition my camera because this video will eat your time up. So I came here today to say this here. I'm going to be coming here by the grace of the Most High every Saturday at 12:15. I want you to get the word out. I'm not done with this subject matter because it's more, but I'm going to honor the time. We almost at that time. We have 48 minutes here, so we don't have that much more time left. But I want to come here today just to set the tone. This thing called perception. Something that in its definition, its real definition, was something that you have to grasp, possess. It's not just mere I see or I perceive without investigation. We've been told all this time that woman was an offshoot of man, that somehow she wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the man. And some gonna continue to believe that. I've learned a little better. I believe woman in my own mind here. She came into existence the same way I did. And we both came in possessing whatever it was in our character, natural character makeup, to do whatever roles those was, and those roles became very apparent. And then there was hijacked and then misled and mixed up. And then it was reversed, chopped up and confused, and given titles, not based off biology, but based off systematic, and people thinking systematically on how to weaponize words and thoughts. And then they begin to write the policies and the laws. And now when you serve this to people under the threat, you either accept this here, we're gonna do something to you. When they forcing it on you. And trust me, they had horrible ways on enforcing things on people. And it wasn't just so-called black people, all poor people. And we're gonna get into that because the woman has to know what I'm talking about right now. If she don't know what I'm talking about, how the child gonna really see the reality of what is? Yeah, yeah. How the child gonna see? And men, if we not there to be active participants and do what we supposed to do, then we need to shut up. We got to do more than present cars and I can take you on a trip. Real life is at stake here, and the woman is the target. It has to be a reconnection. We got to know both systems that we live. As it is above, so it is below. You better know what's going on in the mental and the spiritual, and know what's going on in these systems that man is making. It's a difference between man-made and most high created, and this is what I talk about constantly when I'm on my real talk. But sometimes I have other places where I do some entertainment, and then I might infuse some of this realness in there. I create love zone because I want to keep the conversation going. I want to keep marketing this just like they marketing this foolishness to us. Woman is powerful not because of the pain that she endured through a process of thinking based off some unjust thing that biologically happened. Her real source of power is in the fact that she is the cultivator of the seed. That in her womb, the god and the goddess is being formed to continue its journey. When she make it through that childbirth, and I can't tell you what that feel like, but when they just try to describe that, I know. And men we don't want to never face nothing like that. I know I don't. I can't imagine. Don't want to imagine. You make it through that, you face death. That will make you strong, not because some man put some thing on some other woman. See, again, we don't look at each other as human beings. We look at each other as objects, subjects, items. We look through the lens of envy, jealousy, hate. We look through the lens of, I want to use the word entitled power. And we've been victimized by these systems. And I call it the totem pole theory, man. And I'm gonna continue to talk about these things. Who's dictating the story? Who's in control of the narrative? Because it's solely in us. And if we going off our own narrative, how can we ever expect to find those that can work with us? If we unworkable, if I can't make myself workable, then something is wrong. I mean, if I don't been around, the people that stick to you and they stay with you, even when you going through some of these episodes that other people ran from, them real people. They can see you at your best, see you at your worst. To them, you being you going through your process. And they know that you understand that. So from the masculine principle, me identifying these things and saying, damn, I've been slacking on my job. The woman ain't had a chance. We've been giving too much power to the illusionist, the magician, the wizard. And not all wizards are bad in some schemes of thought. Please don't take offense. I speak to a vast majority when I speak. Work with me. Okay, we got about 6 more minutes in this thing, but that's what I came here today to do. I want to pay respect. I want to give great, great praise to the Most High for the feminine principle. I want to say salute to the sisters, and I want to say please, 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 please try to dig a little bit more deeper into the problem that you accepted as the problem. Try to figure out, is that beneficial, or is it, or has that been detrimental? And if you already know the answer to that and it's been detrimental, please, sister, we need for you to make the adjustment. We don't want to have our sisters walking around with being all hearty based off some false claim. We need you to be back in your mother position. And that don't mean you a punk or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? But we know the sister strong. We ain't calling you soft or nothing like that. But you gotta have a softness to yourself because that's who you are. And we have to work with you. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. So to all the sisters out there, all the goddesses, man, the master teachers, the world changes and it starts with you. Really. That's not putting you above man or putting man above you. That's putting you in a position that we as men gotta understand. If you don't make this call, we in trouble. All of us, including yourself. We cannot live in a world where our children and grandchildren telling us what to do. We cannot leave them without the opportunity to see the real and be able to deal with that. A lot of our children and young people, they were never taught how to deal with this. Many of us, we wasn't taught how to deal with this. We had to learn it hard ways, and there was a lot of loss of life, loss of time. Now look who got our babies. Look who got our children. The same technology I'm trying to speak through to speak in a civil way and speak in a way because I love, man. Like I want to see us in a better position than we've been in. I want to be in a better position, and I'm gonna be in one. I'm not speaking negative no more. I really need to. We have to understand these words that we use and try to see if it's taken from us or adding to us in positivity. You know what I'm saying? If it's bringing more detriment, we need to learn this stuff, man. Go to Black's Law Dictionary, find out what that is, and get your hand on a copy and start looking at some of the real stuff that they really going by that we don't know. They got all kind of books and double books and triple books of stuff that they do. All we got is hand-me-down conversations and promises through politicians that is gonna change this year. This time we gonna fight harder. This time, no, you're not. You're not gonna fight for the people. You're not gonna fight to let that woman know she ain't gotta be going as hard as she going. All right, y'all. I gotta get ready. I got stuff going on here. Women, think about it. Pass this on to other women. I'm not here to beat up on my sisters. I'm here to encourage my sisters. I'm here to most certainly um, work along with my sisters, with the goddesses. I'm here to build with men and build with brothers, other gods, and talk about military strategies, you know what I'm saying, in the mental and spiritual realm, which is the real reality, so that whatever we choose to do, that if we're moved into action in the physical way, we're doing it from a mathematical and spiritual and calculated place because we do have an agenda. We do understand that culture is more than food and dance. Culture is what we really take in mind on how we want to live. And I know that we want to be respected because we're doing too much negativity, right? Trying to hurt each other because we keep saying we disrespecting each other, which we are, and we're willing to fight. So you already know some disrespect. What you gonna do to change it? Change that in the woman. Change the way we looking at the woman, brothers. By understanding our role. Our role gives us the way to see her in her proper state, and vice versa. Sister, you gotta understand when we doing what we doing. If you ever come across a man, whether he's formed or reformed, And we got to stop being envious and jealous of each other. It nothing breaks my heart more than to hear another woman talking about she can't deal and work with other women. It really breaks my heart when I hear stuff like that. Cause it's a lot of y'all. It's like y'all, it's a lot. It's more y'all than it is us. And again, if you want confusion to stay in the world, keep the woman in ignorance. Make her keep producing little devils, little gremlins, and not the little furry ones, the little bad ones, out of control ass gremlins. Keep her mind dirty and soiled up and confused, and you'll produce a product that we can manage and control. We can never let her come back into the light. That's why in the books they say the dragon always chasing the damn woman, trying to get that seed. That seed got some knowledge and power in it. We can't let that thrive. So don't be afraid, y'all, when you come into knowledge, man. We ain't trying to hurt nobody with it, but we ain't trying to continue to be hurt by an illusion. And to all our men and women in the military and the police force, y'all real people too. Y'all got to stop letting them use y'all to put yourself in these positions. About you protecting. Who you protecting? Not the people. That's what they betting on. As long as they got us right there, they got it. Now, whatever happens to me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be no martyr or nothing. I'm just here to tell the truth because they got to tell us the truth. They got to tell it to you. And they telling it to you every day. They put it right in your face. Woman is the key. She's the answer. And that's all I got, y'all, for this segment right here. I did give myself a little 5-minute window here. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I was going to probably go over a little bit. But we're going to perfect this thing. And I'm going to learn some more. To everybody that came through and showed some love or will take this and listen to it afterwards, and please share it. Like I said, please subscribe. It's free. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to pay a design to sign in for that day. I'm trying to get these numbers up, so I need the subscriptions, y'all, so I can get active in some other ways. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Yeah. I had a good time, y'all.
Icon in the building.
We'll be back next Saturday.
6.
And I'll still be doing some work in between time.
Kamikaze. Yes, we in the building. It's the circle of the God.6. Do you feel me? I'm the boss. Icon, and I said I'm already ready. FedEx that. You got me? Bacardi in the cup, what's up? With some Sprite and some lean, I'm about to make them lean on the truth, yeah. It's the manifesto of the G.O.D., yeah. Icon, let's go. Murderous eyes, yeah. That's the flow when we leave it tight and leave no doubt, cause we gotta let them know. I still pay respect to the gods on the other side, but right now I got the G.O. Flexing on the whole.
I pray y'all have a beautiful rest of your day.
Up with me, go.
Your night. Enjoy your weekend.
To the top.
Let's stay focused, man. Let's get it done.
Always family, always friends. Until we turn to something else, I throw up my hands and get loose with it. I'm just saying in my own lane, cause I don't get into all the other things. Nah. It's love.
It's the circle of the God's.6, man.
.6.
What's your favorite icon?
Clear.
Shout out to the whole family.
Gonna make this thing happen 20-0.
The networking partners, potential networking partners.
Comedic time.
We are the City Network as well.
Calendar shit. We on
follow me.
We don't stop the freestyle. Keep on flowing. Cause I'm the icon, boy. And you know it.
And let's respect that woman.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
Shout out to my hometown, Fort Pierce, St. Lucie County. Duval, stand up. Let's go. Yeah, that's love, nigga. That's love. Yeah. And niggas, gods and goddesses, or whatever. Man. We go by under these social constructs. Let's talk about it. It's too easy, man. Circle of the God's.6. I am the Icon6. Icon6, baby. Let's roll them. Too easy, baby. One time for the trade. Parkland, Edgewater, 4